Hunter Biden is no stranger to headlines, but his private life has sparked a massive American family drama. The legal war with Lunden Roberts over their daughter, Navy Joan, has reached a breaking point. Roberts isn't just accusing Hunter of violating child support, she's calling him out for ghosting his own flesh and blood. This case has evolved from a financial dispute into a deep ethical crisis that challenges the image of the first family. It all began in August 2018, when Lunden Roberts, a former dancer from Arkansas, gave birth to a girl named Navy Joan. At the time, Hunter Biden was spiraling through one of the darkest periods of his life, battling addiction and chaotic relationships. Navy's birth was initially kept entirely secret from the public. However, once Roberts decided to break her silence to protect her daughter's rights, a massive crisis arrived at the Biden family's doorstep. When Navy Joan was born, Hunter Biden's initial reaction was total denial. In his 2021 memoir, Beautiful Things, he claimed he had no memory of his encounter with Roberts due to his struggles with substance abuse. This refusal to even acknowledge his daughter's existence forced Roberts to seek a legal remedy. His choice to reject her until a DNA test proved otherwise laid the foundation for the ghosting allegations that dominate the headlines today. In 2019, Lunden Roberts filed a paternity suit that backed Hunter into a corner. A court-ordered DNA test was conducted, and the results were released in January 2020. The scientific data proved with scientific certainty that Hunter Biden was indeed the biological father of Navy Joan. With no room left to run, Hunter was legally forced to accept paternity. However, legal recognition did not mean that an emotional bond would follow for the young girl. Following the DNA results, both parties reached their first child support agreement in 2020. Hunter Biden agreed to pay a monthly sum of $20,000 and cover the child's health insurance costs. The figure reflected the significant financial power of the Biden family. Yet, even while making these payments, Hunter chose to remain a ghost in Navy Joan's life. According to Roberts, the money was there, but the love and attention a father should provide were absent. While ghosting usually refers to disappearing in a romantic context, Lunden Roberts uses it to describe Hunter's relationship with his child. She claims Hunter severed all emotional ties with Navy Joan. The young girl began questioning why her father and her grandfather, whom she saw on television, were never around. Roberts argues that Hunter never once hugged his daughter or celebrated a birthday with her, effectively erasing her from his personal life. One of the most tragic aspects of this drama was the stance taken by the White House. For a long time, President Joe Biden did not acknowledge Navy Joan as his grandchild. He frequently stated in speeches that he had 6 grandchildren, pointedly excluding Navy. This public dismissal sparked a massive backlash. The idea of a child being ignored by the most powerful family in the country turned Roberts' legal fight into a much larger conversation about family values. By 2023, Hunter Biden returned to court, claiming his financial situation had worsened and asking for a reduction in child support. His lawyers argued that he no longer had the hiring capacity he once possessed. This move was met with outrage from Lunden Roberts' camp. She argued that while Hunter maintained a luxury lifestyle, he was playing the poverty card when it came to his daughter's needs. The legal battle turned into an all-out war. In June 2023, a new settlement was reached. The monthly support was slashed from $20,000 to $5,000. However, the most bizarre clause involved Hunter's career as an artist. The agreement stipulated that the proceeds from several of Hunter's paintings would go directly to Navy Joan. Critics mocked the deal, suggesting Hunter was giving his daughter paint instead of cash. It was a unique, if controversial, way to settle a high-profile debt. During the legal proceedings, Lunden Roberts requested that her daughter be allowed to use the Biden last name. Her lawyers argued that the name would open doors for Navy Joan and formally cement her place in the family lineage. However, Hunter Biden's legal team fought this tooth and nail. Ultimately, as part of the settlement for continued financial support, Roberts dropped the request. Navy would keep her mother's name, further distancing her from the Biden legacy. Under mounting public pressure, President Joe Biden finally acknowledged Navy Joan as his 7th grandchild in July 2023. He released a statement saying, "Our son Hunter and Navy's mother, Lunden, are working together to foster a relationship that is in the best interests of their daughter. While it seemed like the ice was melting, the reality behind the scenes remained grim. The admission was made, but Navy had still never met her father or her grandfather. At one point, it was reported that Hunter would begin having Zoom calls with his daughter to build a connection. Lunden Roberts initially expressed hope, noting that the digital interaction brought a smile to Navy's face. But the effort was short-lived. Allegations surfaced that Hunter began skipping the calls, and eventually, the screen went dark again. For a young child, seeing a father on a screen only for him to vanish again created deep disappointment. Lunden Roberts took her story to the public by writing a memoir titled In the Shadows. In the book, she detailed her relationship with Hunter, the loneliness of her pregnancy, and the grueling legal war that followed. Roberts claimed her goal was simply to give her daughter a voice, but the book solidified Hunter's image as an absentee father. The memoir was a direct hit to the Biden family's public image, which often centers on their tight-knit bonds. By 2025, the situation took a turn for the worse. Lunden Roberts revealed that Hunter Biden had completely cut off communication with his daughter for nearly 8 months. There were no calls, no messages, and no visits. This ghosting behavior started taking a toll on Navy Joan's mental health. Roberts shared heartbreaking stories of her daughter asking for her father every single day, leaving the mother with no comforting answers to give. In interviews, Roberts often says, "A child's first heartbreak should not come from their father." Navy Joan watches her half-siblings and cousins take photos at the White House and go on family vacations, yet she remains excluded. Roberts argues that the emotional damage caused by this neglect is far worse than any financial struggle. Even with the money being paid, the void left by a father's absence is something no amount of cash or artwork can ever fill. In early 2026, the legal fire was reignited. Lunden Roberts headed back to court, alleging that Hunter Biden had violated the terms of their 2023 agreement. She claimed that he wasn't just failing to communicate, but was also failing his financial obligations once again. The filings suggested that support payments were late and that the promised transparency regarding his art sales was non-existent. The battle for Navy Joan's future was once again in the hands of a judge. In a shocking move in January 2026, Roberts' attorneys filed a motion asking the judge to hold Hunter Biden in contempt of court. They argued that since previous measures had failed, the only way to make him comply was the threat of incarceration. The request for the son of a sitting U.S. president to be jailed over child support sent shockwaves through the political world. Roberts maintains that Hunter will only take his responsibilities seriously under extreme pressure. Documents submitted to the court detailed the specific emotional trauma Navy Joan has endured. One example described the young girl attending a wedding and seeing other children dance with their fathers, only to break down in tears asking why her dad wasn't there. Roberts argues that Hunter's ghosting isn't just neglect, it is a form of psychological harm. She is calling on the court to recognize the moral and emotional duties of fatherhood, not just the financial ones. Every stage of this case has been weaponized in American politics. Republicans have used Hunter's treatment of Navy Joan to attack the moral character of the Biden family. While Lunden Roberts insists this is a private family matter, every detail is dissected on cable news and used as ammunition in campaign ads. The tragic reality is that a young girl's childhood has become a battlefield for two opposing political parties, complicating any chance of a private resolution. All eyes are now on the Arkansas court. The world is waiting to see if the judge will indeed hold Hunter Biden in contempt or establish a stricter oversight mechanism for his payments. Hunter's team continues to dismiss the claims as politically motivated attacks. However, the core fact remains: a 7-year-old girl is growing up as the granddaughter of the most powerful man on earth, yet she only knows her father through legal documents and news reports. The story of Navy Joan Roberts is a somber reminder that power and money cannot replace a parent's love. Lunden Roberts' fight will likely go down in history as a mother's relentless quest to prove her daughter's worth. Whether Hunter Biden will ever step out of the shadows to be a real father remains to be seen. No matter who wins the legal battle, the true cost of this drama is the lost childhood of a girl who just wanted her father to show up. What do you think about this ongoing family drama? Does Hunter Biden's absence reflect a deeper issue, or is this just a private matter being blown out of proportion? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into the stories that shape our world.